What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net, and behind me you can see an absolutely gorgeous mid-90s Lincoln Town Car ready. Here she is. Haven't had one in a long time. Well, I have had one for a while, but I haven't sold one in a long time. We'll get back into that after. But this one just came in a couple weeks ago. It's a one-owner 1995 Lincoln Town Car Cartier edition with 69,000 miles, a one-owner Tennessee car. Very, very clean, very well preserved. Kind of reminds me of the 92 Brougham I just had recently, the white one. Basically to the point that mileage does not always depict condition, because for 69,000 miles, this car is in phenomenal shape, especially the Cartier interior. We'll show you all that in this video. We're going to do a walk around, show you inside, outside, all that stuff. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down there somewhere. Let's get into this town car, though. And here she is, a beautiful one-owner 1995 Lincoln Town Car Cartier edition. This is a gorgeous one-owner car, 69,000 original miles, lifelong Tennessee car until I purchased it directly from the previous owner. It was her husband's car. She kept it around for some time. She contacted me, found me online, and offered to buy this car, or offered me the car to buy from her, I should say. This was kind of a little bit of a lengthy time process. We started talking back in September of last year. Kind of went cold a little bit, and then the car came back around, and here it is. Anyways, beautiful one-owner car, like I said. This car is a phenomenal example of how love and care and proper maintenance and upkeep and garaging really makes a difference on a car. Just like I said in the last video with the 92 Brougham. This being a one-owner car and being really well loved, being garaged, really shows on this car. Obviously on the outside you can see it's gorgeous, but even on the inside, these Cartiers had a very light cream or light colored interior. In this case, it's an ivory interior, but they had the lighter colored interior, and then the leather was a softer leather in these cars. And without proper care and cleaning and stuff like that, the interiors would wear pretty heavily on these cars rather quickly. It's kind of like the designer series town cars of the 2006-7 era. They have a very soft leather to them, that if you don't take care of them, you just treat them like a seat and not condition them, or I don't know, lots of words. It just wears quicker, I guess. I don't know. Like the white leather in Cadillacs does that as well. It's the way they dye the hide, I guess, from what people have told me. Anyways, it's a gorgeous car. I did do a few things to it when I got it in, including putting new white wall tires on it. But the other thing I did to it is I upgraded and I put those beautiful chrome 8-pocket wheels on. Now those wheels are technically not correct for a 95. I think they were available for 96, and definitely I know were available for 97s. So 95, they technically weren't available, but I think they're the most gorgeous wheel for this body style town car. And having them on this absolutely stunning Cartier model just really makes the car pop. This car is a pretty well equipped car. The only thing it's really missing is the factory moonroof. I actually like it that it doesn't have any chrome on it, wheel well trim, rocker trim. I even like it that it doesn't have a top, because it's just a very clean, stately, example of this era town car. And this is my favorite era town car. So we're going to go around, show you some minor imperfections. Like I said, this car is in phenomenal shape. Original paint throughout the whole car. You can see it's a beautiful tri-stage ivory. I think they call it ivory pearlescent. And it's just absolutely gorgeous throughout. And you can see the chrome on this car, how deep the chrome is. The Cadillac star. Oh God, I'm losing it. The Lincoln star. Even the lenses, headlight lenses, cornering lenses are in phenomenal shape. no yellowing or clouding. All the chrome rub strips, you know, no pitting or pop marks there. Some minor bug marks on the front, you know, bumper to be expected, but overall very, very nice. No rub marks there. I mean, just look at how clean the lenses are, even the chrome. You know, when these cars sit outside, you start to see this fade, the amber here fade, the lenses get all cloudy. You know, the chrome on the grill and stuff like that starts to kind of just lose its luster. And that's stuff that you can't replace today, and you can't really do anything with. You know, original Ford OEM headlights, and look how nice and clear they are. Again, bumper nice and clean. A few little minor bug marks. The front license plate bracket's in great shape. Across the hood. Perfect time to be dumping a dumpster behind me. Very, very nice pinstripe that they put on these. One single stripe, that's how Ford did it. Painted on, it's like a burgundy color. I think it goes really well with the ivory pearl paint. 4 brand new tires. White walls, of course. Beautiful chrome, deep pocket wheels. A little bit of minor corrosion in some of the pockets here, but overall the wheels present very, very well. Come down the door here. You know, even like these side moldings, and a lot of town cars in the past I've had them, but they've had little freckles in them. This car's got absolutely nothing going on there. Looks like I picked up a bug along the way. But otherwise, the mirrors are in phenomenal shape. Perfect time to bring a truck in here. Original windshield. That's the Ford Carlight windshield. We'll do this side, avoid the truck. Beautiful chrome. Again, beautiful chrome wheels. These are very, very rare, very hard to find. I got this set, I actually rescued this set out of a pick and pull junkyard in West Palm Beach, Florida, when I was down there visiting Big Al. Wrapped them in brand new white wall tires, and they made this car just stand up very, very tall. All the chrome molding down the side. I think there was 2 right here. Minor door dings, probably from opening the door, you know, into something low. Little chip right there. See, even the keypad is in really nice shape. There's no worn buttons or anything like that. Mirror on this side. Beautiful. These are collapsible mirrors. Heated, and this is an auto dimming. And it's kind of nice to see this is original heated glass. You can see the insignia there. These are also really common to like delaminate inside the auto dimming feature. It's like a fluid inside here, and sometimes when you get a crack or something in the lens, all the fluid starts to run out. But real clean. All right, I'm gonna hold off because that truck is getting loud. All right, now that the trash truck is gone, show you all around the side again here. Pick up where I left off. See all the trim around the quarter windows, nice. You know, usually when these cars are outside, this gasket gets a little dry. All the chrome around all the windows are beautiful. Even the chrome on the windshield strip here, that's common to see that to start to delaminate. There's absolutely none of that or yellowing going on with this car. Roof is in great shape. And then the quarter. Another beautiful 16-inch 8 pocket. This one doesn't look like there's really any pitting on it at all. Brand new Maxxis white walls. I know I'm going to get comments, oh, you should put Michelin white walls on. It's not that I don't want to put Michelin white walls on. It's the fact that they don't exist. Michelin stopped making a 225 6016 for these cars probably 10 years ago or more. The Symmetry was the last white wall made for these cars, and obviously supply and demand. So my availability is limited for white walls, and I don't do black walls. Even the chrome trim around here, I mean, look at how nice the trim is. This is the antenna receiver. This would be where the antenna would be, which is actually in the trunk for the cell phone, the rear cell phone quarter. Look at the paint on this car. It's just absolutely beautiful. Chrome trim. A couple little small marks on the corner of the bumper here. Nothing too crazy. Taillights. Nice. Knoxville Lincoln Mercury. Someone in the comments on my Facebook page made a comment. Knoxville, Tennessee. They got a boat anchor as like a, you know, an icon on their logo. Knoxville, Tennessee isn't even near the ocean when they have a boat anchor. I don't know. Go figure, right? I didn't even notice that. Lighted light bar on a 95. You have your swiveling Cartier trunk lock cover. Rear bumper is nice. The chrome is nice. Couple little guy right there, little mark. And then there's a few minor stains you can see here. It's almost like something dripped on it at one point. And it's really just on the flat part of the bumper here. I think there was one spot on the corner here, but again, just on the bumper. That kind of left like a weird staining in it. Really not noticeable unless you're up on it and I'm pointing it out to you. Across the deck lid, phenomenal shape. Quarter here. I mean, this car is just in real nice shape all the way around. All inside the wheel wells are nice and clean. They still have this rubber gasket, which is usually long gone by now. Another chrome wheel. And a few little spots where there's a little bit of corrosion just starting in the pockets. Kind of inevitable with this style wheel, even though those were from Florida. Roof, I do remember seeing, you can see kind of right there, there's a little itty bitty dent, just a little ding. I don't know if something kind of fell on the roof, like an acorn or something. But yeah, you can kind of see it right in there. Not earth shattering. Unfortunately, my PDR guy said to do it, you got to drop the headliner down, and I don't want to drop the headliner in this car. Both doors over on this side, again, all the chrome. I mean, the car is just super nice all the way around. There's not even chip marks on like the door edges. The chrome. Just really a nice car all the way around. I mean, a few little marks that I pointed out all inside here. This car did have mud flaps on the front, which I actually took off. They're kind of like a universal, like the ones in the rear. But the ones in the front came down so low that if you hit a dip or you pulled into a parking lot that had a lip on it, you'd actually bottom out the front mud flaps. So I took them off. You kind of see a little bit of a spot. There was a little bit of chafing on the paint, but nothing crazy at all. Anyways, so that's the outside of this 95 Cartier. Let's dive onto the inside and we'll take it for a spin. All right, let's dive on inside this car. Show you the beautiful ivory leather inside. Like I said, this interior, it's such a light color, and it's, you know, it can easily show wear and tear so easily. You know, if not kept up all these years. But thinking of how old this car is almost 30 years old. This interior is in beautiful shape. We'll start inside the jams here. You can see nice and clean in those jams. Got the Lincoln sill plate, the pillar, all the gasket and everything is nice and soft all the way around. There's no overlapping of gaskets. Common for these where the windshield gasket tucks on the inside of the door. Sometimes that gets bunched up, but on this car, no issues, which tells me the doors aren't sagging or anything like that. Two-tone interior. It's like a darker brown with the ivory on the bottom. Has the little cubby holes. 95 was a great year because it was the first year of this body style. They had the most cool things on the inside. The Cartier, you can see here, little inscription on the pull straps. But the 95s, they had the carpeting or the material on the door panel, where I know 97 they did away with it. I don't remember if 96. Another thing they did away with in 97 is these little amber lights that light up the switch plates. You have the heated seats, memory seats, power seats, windows. locks. Even the door speaker grills, usually these are all blacked out, you know, just from getting dirty. Phenomenal shape, door hinges and everything. Just really, really clean car throughout. Really well cared for. Again, this leather interior shows normal creasing and stuff like that, but super soft. You know, no color loss or staining really. It's just really, really nice. Dash pad. I love the dashboards in these cars. Show you this stuff more up close when we get in there, but nice leather wrapped wheel. No wear on the wheel. It's another thing they did away with later, this wood strip on the driver's airbag. Open up the back door. Nice and clean throughout. Again, all the carpeting, it's just absolutely beautiful how nice the door panels are here. That's another little minor feature that they did away with later. This chrome painted Lincoln emblem. Later years, it was just the actual color of this bezel, so they didn't actually put the little chrome inlay on it. Really crazy. This is probably the first town car, and I can't even remember how long, that both of the rear ashtrays work. They're not busted where the lids flip open and stay open. And look at how clean that ashtray is with the cigarette lighter. Another little minor thing they did away with later, I think in 96 and 97, they didn't include the actual cigarette lighter. There wasn't even an accessory port there. Rear seat belts, seat back pockets are nice and tight. These grab handles, another thing that they did away with. So that's why I love 95. They have all these little, just little tiny little things, nothing crazy. Beautiful headliner. Nothing crazy, but just, you know, nice little features that I'm sure saved them 10 cents on every car. You know, whatever the accumulated cost was, I'm sure it made sense for Ford, given the amount of cars that they built. You know, but that's why you're spending all this money on a car like this. All inside the jams here. Nice and clean. There's this, I don't know if this is like glue or something, but some little staining there. I don't know what that is. Again, all the carpeting. Now, this is a very light color. Obviously, no kids or grandkids in the back seat here. Look at me. They flip open and they stay closed. That right there is the selling point of this car. If you've been following me long enough, usually what I do is I just glue the lids closed because I hate when they flop open and you can't really do anything else to fix them. But another thing with this car is how nice the headliner is. This light colored ivory interior headliner. If these cars aren't indoor cars, they start coming down on the back here, start to discolor. Really, really nice shape. Back seat leather is beautiful. Light colored seat belts are in phenomenal shape. Just really pride in ownership at its absolute finest in this car. You see it's anodizing still on the door latches. Again, nice door speaker grills, all the lettering, little hideaway cubbies, heated front seats, all the switch plates are in nice shape. Now this is like a metal with like a wood grain kind of wrap on it, I guess. Even to see this wood grain nice like this, you'd say, well, how would metal wear out or crack? Well, it doesn't crack, but I see a lot on the Florida cars that these wood grain pieces from the heat, I really don't know what causes it, but they get these little blisters on it. It almost kind of gets like a rough feel to it. And I almost expect that on southern cars now, you know, these town cars. But this one, again, garage car, is in absolutely phenomenal shape. Come across the dash there. Show you this seat. It's like sitting on marshmallows. I mean, just top of the line Cartier. They really knocked it out of the park with these interiors. You know, these light colored interiors, you say to yourself, well, geez, you know, how does it stay this nice this long? Think of the people who spent the extra money to buy the top of the line Cartier, and I say, yeah, I want this interior. Older folks, retirees, who weren't going to be beaten on a car. You know, they're not mechanics or you know, on the road salesmen. You know, that guy got a black interior or a dark gray or navy blue. To get these light interiors, they're mom and pop cars, because you know mom and pop are going to take great care of them. Just look at that car. Beautiful, beautiful lines. The chrome. Just the right amount of everything on the car. I'm actually happy that it doesn't have, like I said, all the other stuff. Even though I like the gingerbread, believe me. All right, let's take a look at what we got in the glove box in our key situation. Pop the trunk, pop the hood. All right, jumping in here. Let's see. I got 2 sets of keys, 2 fobs, 2 door keys, 2 ignition keys for this Lincoln Town car. We'll start it up. 69,269 miles. Turn the air down a little bit here. This packet here is the original owner's manual. The leather wrapped case and everything is in there. There also is an extra key. Right from when the car was new. Yeah, it says new on it. You know, maybe an extra spare key that they hid somewhere. Original card for the selling dealer. Must have been the guy who sold it to him. And this is just some little, you know, packets of odometer disclosures, wheel forms. I don't have any window stickers or anything like that. But I do know somewhere in here was an original invoice from when this car was new. I think it's this bottom one here. Title, registration. This one. So the weird thing, this is a one-owner car. But you can see here the car was sold with 5,112 miles. But you can see there it was marked off as new. So I'm assuming that the car was probably like some type of program car or demo. 95 was the first. 95 was the first year for this new body style. So this was probably some type of corporate demo car. So it was technically sold new with 5,000 miles. Original cell phone. Powers up. Obviously you can dial numbers, but it doesn't do anything. You hit send. They don't service this 3-watt system anymore, but it's cool because it just flips right into the center console here somehow. I don't know. We're gonna leave it out for now. Tuck the cord in there. We'll leave it out for now. All right, let me pop the hood, pop the trunk, show you that. And we'll take it for a spin. Inside the trunk, beautiful shape. I have all 4 original floor mats here. Even has an accessory Cartier trunk mat, which I very rarely see. You have the Cartier embroidered floor mats. These are the rear mats. A little bit of staining right there on that one. Has the original jack and lug wrench, full-size spare under here on an alloy wheel, not the chrome wheel, the alloy style that came on the car. And then this is the antenna here for that rear cell phone antenna. Does have a 10-disc CD changer. Don't know if it works because who has CDs anymore? All inside the trunk jam, very, very clean. I point this out on some town cars. This is like quality control stamping. That would have been someone's last name. I think it says Carver. It's like an ink. It will come off if you wipe it off. But just to show you how gently used this car was, that lands right on this gasket where they stamped it. You can see here. The fact that it's still there and in other spots in this car just tells you how gently used this car is. Power trunk pull down. Jump up under the hood here. Nice and clean inside the engine bay here. Another thing I like about the 95s is they have it was the last year before they went to that plastic intake that was recalled. So I never have to worry about doing intake manifolds in these cars. But just real clean, you know, frame rails, cold air, producing some condensation. Yeah, but all the plastic and trim here. Look at how nice the anodizing is there. Brake lines nice and clean. Just a really, really neat, well cared for car that I don't often see. Oh. All right, so now let's take it for a spin here. Let me get my seatbelt. All right, and we're off. We're actually heading back to the shop because I have a transporter who's going to be there in about 5 minutes. He's going to get there before I get there to pick up the white 92 brougham, which is sold and heading to Utah. Go figure. Came out of Washington State and it's heading back west to Utah. Kind of, I don't know if that's still considered the Pacific Northwest, but it's kind of going back home. As far as service work on this car, I did do quite a bit of things to this car when I got it in. Obviously tires, the tires that were on it were about 8-year-old Michelins, and they looked brand new, but they were the worst. As far as flat spotted tires, I mean, I've had some bad ones. I could not even drive and enjoy this car because the tires were so flat spotted on this. I don't know if one went flat or a couple went flat over time and it just sat on the flat part of the tire, but they were horrible. So new tires, full wheel tires. Let me think here. 4-wheel tires, did an oil change to the car, so that's fresh. Resealed the rear differential, so obviously new differential fluid in the rear diff. Did diff fluid, did a transmission service to it, dropped the pan, did 5 quarts of fluid, new filter, gasket, that's all set. Oil change, did upper and lower ball joints on both sides. Again, real common with these town cars that the boots tear on these things, and they get contaminated because the boots are torn, the ball joints are exposed, and the ball joints are kind of a weak point in these cars anyway, so I always do the ball joints on these. They're always torn. I know when I'm buying these cars, no matter how well maintained, no matter how much somebody tells me it needs absolutely nothing, I always know I gotta do ball joints to these things, because very rarely do people change them as a preventative like I do, because I know they're gonna go bad. When the boots are missing, water gets in there, dirt gets in there, and they prematurely wear, and obviously we know what happens when a ball joint lets go. And the original Ford factory ball joints are not greasable, which is another crazy thing. But anyway, so all 4 ball joints, tires, oil change, rear diff, cover. I also did front pads and rotors, and then I rebuilt all 4 window motors in this car. When I got the car in, the driver's side wasn't working. As soon as I started driving the car, the left rear stopped working. Then the passenger front stopped working. The little roller balls that are in the motors just deteriorate over time. They're plastic like rollers. It's part of it was a Ford design that they did it as like an anti-pinch feature. So if you put your hand or fingers in the window, they were made to break apart in the event you did that, so you wouldn't pinch your fingers in the window. Well, the problem is, because they were made to break apart, obviously over time they break down and just fall apart. You put the window up, you can hear it go up once, and then the thing just keeps spinning. So all 4 window motors rebuilt. Kind of a pain in the butt to do. I really hate doing them. And the only reason I hate doing them is because these cars are so overbuilt that all the window motors are riveted into the doors, and there's 3 giant rivets on each window motor. Then you got all the rivets holding the regulator into the door. Then you got rivets holding the window to the regulator. It's like each door has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 rivets holding. It's horrible, but anyways, I do it again. It's bound to happen. But she's a beautiful cruiser. She's a nice driving car. You know, climate control, everything works there. I also replaced that center clock. I did a little short video on my YouTube channel on how to swap those out. Common that those burn out on these cars. Does have the JBL sound system. It even has, while I pay attention here, I think this is cool. This is the original HomeLink instructions. It still has that. That would have been usually peeled off during dealer prep, but it never happened on this car, which I think is absolutely so cool to see something like that. Anyways, so any questions about this car? 978-930-1004. My brain is a little flustered today. Give me a call. Go over to my website, specialtymotorcars.net, for any still pictures of this car. I took a beautiful set of pictures of the car. Check me out on Instagram, Specialty Motorcars NH. Check me out on Facebook. I always have sneak peeks of what's coming up next. Like, that's like the warning system. People watch me on Facebook and Instagram, and when I start posting the cars that I'm servicing it or I'm cleaning it, that's when, like, hey, it's coming up. And then it comes here to YouTube. So if you don't follow me over there, definitely check me out on those two social media sites. Any questions, give me a call, 978-930-1004. Appreciate everybody for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one.